Appreciate you joining us here. A couple new followers tonight. Awesome. I'm always curious how people. Oh, it's Lie the Seeker. Awesome. I'm always curious how people found. Were you just scrolling around on Twitch, or did you just happen to? Am I the person live streaming on the home page right now for Scopely, or did you see a post on Discord or something? I'm always just curious to know where people are coming from. And before I forget and get any further, we do have a question from Mrs. Tiberius this week. She remembered today. She was trying to think of a good one today, and I think it's a good, fun question that we can talk about. You were browsing the Star Trek Fleet Command section because you like the game. Okay. Found me on Twitch. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, if you just go to Twitch and you're just looking around to see what other streamers are playing Star Trek Fleet Command. That's usually how people end up here, is they're just looking, for that. Sometimes you find a YouTube video of mine and then you're like, oh, wait a minute. This guy says he's on Twitch a couple days a week. Let me go check out his... Oh, crap, he's actually online. And then they did add that new feature over on the home.Star Trek Fleet Command. So if you were over here in the web store, I feel like is it over here? Yeah. So they do put one content creator, whoever happens to be online. So when I sign off, it'll go to the next person. If anybody else is online, so they always have one person going on over here. And right now it happens to be me. Yay, look, we're on hey, look at us. We're right there. Hi, Scopely. Hi. How you guys doing? So I always wonder if people actually pay attention to this and ever go to this website at all. Usually people are just going here because then when they want to go to the store to either, buy something or claim something, because the news section isn't really updated all that often to make it like a regular feature that people would want to go and see. Hey, look at that. Subscriber Olympus. Look, Mom on the internet. There's Bel Air. Woo! So, all kinds of fun stuff there. Loving Assault Armadas. Not. You were just browsing on Twitch. The only STFC on at the moment. It's a good reason to be here. Good reason. Lack of other options. That is the best reason. That's how I get all my viewership. There's just nobody else on Tuesday or Thursday afternoon, evenings like this at this time. Everybody comes on at like 9 o'clock and later. I kid. Yes. I'm just the default choice. The default choice of a generation. So, Mrs. Tiberius asks this week, because we were talking, it's the holiday season, and there's a variety of different holidays that people celebrate, whether it's, we've got Hanukkah, we've got Christmas, we've got Kwanzaa, we've got Festivus, if that's a thing people celebrate, right? There's Boxing Day is a Canadian thing for some of you Canucks over there. People in other countries, I'm sure, have other holidays this time of year, and then all leading up, of course, to New Year's Eve, which is also a big celebratory holiday. So she was curious if any of you felt like sharing, if you have any, holiday traditions that you do every year. One of the ones in part of my extended family, my personal immediate family never did this, but my aunts and uncles and grandparents always used to do this because they're very Italian. So there's a tradition on Christmas Eve. It's like the meal of the 7 fishes or something like that. So there would be a big dinner Christmas Eve that they would all go to, and there would be 7 different types of seafood cooked, and that's what they all had for dinner that night. And that house must have smelled lovely, because I can only imagine. But we never went to that. My mom's actually allergic to shellfish and things like that, so I didn't know that until like 2 years ago. I just figured she just didn't really want to go for some reason or another. But as I've come to learn, it's actually because she's allergic to shellfish that she didn't really want to be there and be around all that, which makes sense. but she never said anything like that. But so she was curious if there's any. My wife was curious if there's any traditions that you guys might have for whatever holiday or event this time of year that you look forward to every year, and you're like, I really look forward to you know Christmas Eve, all putting on our matching jammies and eating, drinking hot cocoa while we watch, the Muppets Christmas Carol or something. Whatever the case may be for you. Um, you used to watch it with your parents, and now you watch it with your kids, and just like a family tradition kind of thing. Or I, you get the point. So if you have any that you would like to share in the chat, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, because I will export this to YouTube, leave it in the comments down below, and maybe there's some new traditions that we can add to our household that will get ideas from you guys. So anything you feel like sharing, let's see what we got. Kill Tweety says that sounds awesome. The 7 fishes, all the seafood. Yeah, it's basically like a seafood buffet. Yeah. Evil Jimmy says, in Australia, we start drinking on the night of December 24th and finish drinking on Australia Day, which is January 26th. That sounds like a month you probably don't remember a lot of. But then again, you guys probably also get a lot more vacation time and stuff than we do overseas. Americans are very stingy in terms of our holiday and vacation time. You get like 2 weeks a year for most places. Some people don't even get paid vacation days. If you're working in like a retail business or like a restaurant or something like that where you get paid like an hourly rate, not like a salaried kind of rate, some people don't even get paid days off. So taking off that kind of time certainly can be a little challenging for sure. Olympus says, it's not a particular tradition, but they do try and organize extended family poker games around this time of year. Well, that sounds fun. Now, is it just like, do you guys just do like Texas Hold'em? Do you just do like 5-card draw? Is it like one of those like dealer's choice wild card games where it's like, yeah, deuces and one-eye jacks are wild? And you're betting with pretzels, or you're actually playing with chips and cash? I don't know. I'm just looking for details. Belair says, your sister and brother-in-law bought you a trip to spend Christmas in Niagara Falls. Is that, now, I know, again, you're Canadian. Is it warmer in Niagara Falls for you this time of year? Because that doesn't sound like that's going to be a very pleasant experience. The falls are probably frozen by Christmas. And are they sending you away for Christmas? They're like, here, go somewhere else? Like, I'm reading too much into that, right? That's pretty cool. Nuts says his tradition is going around raiding bases because he's the Grinch. There you go. All right, that works. Do you leave do you leave them a little note afterwards? Keep the change, you filthy animal. Jimmy says it's glorious. They get 4 to 5 weeks per year. Yeah. If you get that much, if you're getting that much time off, it'd certainly be great. And obviously, being able to, especially if it's like a big community thing. Like we have, like Mardi Gras, down in New Orleans, that lasts for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. There's a time period of it. Most people aren't there the whole time. They're usually there for like, 3 or 4 days of the 3-week period. But I'm sure if you're local, if you live in New Orleans and you're not traveling and taking time off work, you're probably doing stuff, 3 or 4 every night or most nights for that. Or maybe you're just tired of all the tourists and it's being too crowded. Maybe the first year or two you get really participating in it, but I guess if you live there full time and you're just like, yeah, I'm over this. But I could see that being kind of a similar thing, I guess. Oh, they moved to Niagara Falls, so they got you a trip to come visit them for the holidays. Well, that's nice. And then that could be like a new holiday tradition or something like that. You can do Christmas in Niagara. Just because I'm curious now. Weather in Niagara Falls. Oh, it's raining and 36 degrees there right now. Well, that's not so bad. Lots of sleet predicted for the next few days. kind of right above that freezing point there. 34F or 0C or 1C for some of you people. Kind of in that range there, if I did my conversions right. That's the easy one. 32 is 0, so, you know, it's just, yeah. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. I guess I was expecting it to be a little bit colder there this time of year. I know they're already predicting snow for the Buffalo game again. Buffalo's playing Miami this weekend. Oh, by the way, for those of you in your fantasy football playoffs, because most leagues are doing their playoffs this week, if you got that going on, don't forget there are Saturday games. So in addition to the Thursday night game that we have going on right now between Seattle and San Francisco, there are also a couple of games being played on Saturday, because I guess there's no college football right now. They're in there, like the college kids have to actually study and take their final exams, so they get like 2 weeks off before their big bowl games and stuff. So they moved a bunch of NFL games to Saturday, and Buffalo's playing Miami Saturday night in Buffalo, and they're predicting snow for that game. So, you know, it's always nice, the team from South Florida going up to one of the coldest places in North America. Talk about home field advantage. So it will be minus 30°C here in Edmonton while you're there. So it will be warmer for you then. Okay. That's like a vacation spot for you. You're gonna be strolling out there in flip flops and, you know, shorts. Like, yeah, compared to back home, this is nothing. Can't be any worse than the other week's snowstorm. That was insane. Well, yeah, when they had to move the game to Detroit because they had 5 feet of snow, to the fact where like the guy had to get, you know, the punter for Buffalo, his neighbors had to actually help him dig his car out so he could drive to the airport. And he's like, hey, after half an hour, we finally found my car. It was under here somewhere. Nick, it's minus 7°C where you are in the UK, so you must be up pretty far north. You in the Ireland, Scotland, up northern half of, or just northern England? But oof, I didn't quite realize it got that cold over up there. But I guess so. When you think about it, I mean, it's all just latitude and longitude, right? You're in the South UK and it's that cold? Really? Dolphins will freeze to death before kickoff. Yeah, probably. Oh, it is 2 o'clock in the morning over there too. So it's obviously it's colder because it's the middle of the night. You're right. I didn't take that into consideration to the 5-hour time zone difference. That's true. So, so that's it for traditions, huh? Or fun holiday events. Nobody else feels like sharing. Okay. Well, we'll put it out there for the YouTube crowd too. Maybe we'll get a few more people who will leave some comments. She always likes to just, you know, like I like to get to know you guys too while we're sitting here chatting and playing the game together and things like that. She doesn't play the game, but she wants to try and take an interest in the channel and the community, so she tries to find some personal ways to connect with people. And she likes to ask some fun and interesting questions, and I freely welcome it. And hope you guys enjoy her questions from time to time as well. It's always just nice to hear just different things. So